Hello children, welcome to the virtual session again. So, let us continue with synthetic fibers and plastic revision. In the earlier session, in the previous session, we had discussed about synthetic fibers. We need to discuss plastic in this session today, but we are going to have a revision, a recap of synthetic fibers before we understand plastics. So, let us have a quick revision of synthetic fibers, what we have done in earlier session. So you see various garments made up of different type of fabrics, and fabrics are made up of fibers. So fibers are of two types, natural and synthetic. Fibers are obtained from natural sources, cotton, wool, silk, jute, coir, flax, etc. are obtained from plants or animals. Cotton fibers are formed of cellulose, which is polymer of long chain of glucose molecules. So this we have discussed in earlier session. So fibers are of two types, and natural sources, the plants and animals, we get different types of fibers: cotton, wool, silk, jute, coir, flax. So we have discussed these natural fibers. Now we will see the synthetic fibers. Synthetic fibers on the other hand are made by human beings. That is why these are called synthetic or man-made, which we have done earlier. A synthetic fiber is also chain of small units joined together, which we have discussed. They are made up of many monomers. They are being joined together and they become a polymer. So monomer joining together to become a polymer. Each small unit is actually a chemical substance. Many such small units combine to give you a large single unit called polymer. So this we have discussed. The synthetic fiber are made up of polymer, and polymers are what? They are made up of monomers. Monomers are joined together and they give you polymer. And types of synthetic fibers which we have learned: rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. So let us see what is rayon. We have discussed all this in our previous session. We'll just have a revision on this so that you can understand the synthetic fibers, and then we'll continue with the plastic. So rayon fabric obtained from silk fiber was very costly, but its beautiful texture fascinated everybody. Attempts were made to make silk artificially. Towards the end of the 19th century, scientists were successful in obtaining a fiber having properties similar to that of silk. So, such a fiber was obtained by chemical treatment of wood pulp. This fiber was called as rayon or artificial silk. Although rayon is obtained from a natural source, wood pulp, yet it is a man-made fiber. It is cheaper than silk and can be woven like silk fibers. So, rayon is obtained from natural source, that is wood pulp, but it is again man-made. Therefore, it is cheaper than silk and can be woven like silk fibers. So, silk which is obtained from silkworms, they are very expensive and they are the natural fibers. Types of synthetic fiber you are going to learn now. Nylon. So nylon is another man-made fiber. In 1931 it was made without using any natural raw material, no, from plant or animal. No natural source from plant or animal. It was prepared artificially from coal, water and air. It was the first fully synthetic fiber without any help of natural fibers or from nature, from plant or animal. So this was nylon, was made in 1931. Types of synthetic fibers. Again, we are going to learn about the nylon characteristic, the properties. Nylon is strong, elastic and light. It was lustrous and easy to wash. So it became very popular for making clothes. We use many articles made from nylon such as socks, ropes, tents, toothbrushes, car seats, belts, sleeping bags, curtain, etc. So many things you can prepare with nylon, and they are very strong, durable. So uses nylon is also used for making parachutes and ropes, because for rock climbing, because thread is actually stronger than a steel wire. So because of that, you can justify your statement here that nylon is used for making parachutes and ropes, because they are very strong, stronger than a steel wire, and it is purely synthetic. Polyester and acrylic, the next synthetic fiber which we have learned. Polyester is another synthetic fiber. It's made from, this fiber does not get wrinkled easily. It remains crisp and easy to wash. So it is quite suitable for making dress materials. You must have seen people wearing nice polyester shirts and other dresses. Terylene is a popular polyester. Terylene is a type of a polyester. So it can be drawn into a very fine fibers that can be woven like any other yarn. So terylene is one of the polyester and it can be drawn into fine fibers. Polyester and acrylic we'll see now. PET is very familiar form of polyester. It is used for making bottles, utensils, films, wires and many other useful products. So uh, my mother always buy PET bottles and PET jars for storing rice and sugar. I wonder what PET is. So uh, it is polyethylene terephthalate chemically. You need not know the chemical name, but you need to understand it is a chemical substance. So it's a very familiar polyester and it has a wide application. So you see at home, you see all those you see that it is a plastic, but it's actually PET. So bottles, utensils, and films, wires, and many other useful products nowadays made up of PET. So polyester and acrylic, now we will see under this. We wear sweaters and use shawls or blankets in the winter. Many of these are actually not made from natural wool. They appear like natural wool, but they are not. So um, these are prepared from another type of synthetic fiber called acrylic. So it is also, the acrylic is purely synthetic and it looks like natural. It looks like wool. The wool obtained from natural sources is quite expensive, whereas clothes made from acrylic are relatively cheap. So they are available in a variety of colors. You can see beautiful colors and vivid colors, different colors. Synthetic fibers are more durable. Durability, long lasting means they last long and affordable, which makes them popular than natural fibers. Now some properties of synthetic fibers you can see. Overall synthetic fiber, rayon, nylon, polyester, acrylic, you can have a general properties. Synthetic fibers possesses unique properties, characteristics which make them popular for making dress materials. They dry up quickly, they are durable, less expensive, readily available and easy to maintain. So these are some of the very important properties of synthetic fiber which gives them a wide application in a day-to-day life. Plastic. Now here we are going to start with the concept of plastic. We need to understand what is plastic. So the part of the chapter, second part of the chapter, plastic. Plastic is also a polymer like synthetic fiber. It is also a polymer. But what is the difference between a synthetic fiber and a polymer? Let us see. All plastic do not have the same type of arrangement of units. In some it is linear, whereas in others it is cross-linked. Plastic articles are available in all possible shapes and size. So let us see the linking of the polymers here. Linear polymers, you can see the chain, straight chain, linear branch. You can see the diagram here. Cross-linked polymers. So plastic have this kind of linking of polymers and network polymers. So you can see the polymers how they are being arranged, and this way you can get a different types of plastics. So plastic, this, the fact is that plastic is easily moldable. They can be shaped in any form. Plastic can be recycled, reused, colored, melted, rolled into sheets or made into wires. That is why it finds such a wide uses, a variety of uses. Then when we add hot water to a plastic bottle, it gets deformed. Such plastic which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastic. That means on heating a little supply of heat, it will melt. So that kind of plastic is called as thermoplastic. Polyethylene and PVC are some of the example of thermoplastic. So you must have heard about PVC pipes, polythene bags which we normally used to use. Now we should avoid that. Those are all thermoplastic because a little amount of heat will deform them. Then on the other hand, there are some plastic which when molded ones cannot be softened again. So these are called thermosetting plastic. The two example, bakelite and melamine. So please understand this thermosetting plastic, you cannot remold them. they cannot be softened on heating. So these are called as thermosetting plastic. Bakelite and melamine is a very good example of thermosetting plastic. Bakelite example is a poor conductor of heat and electricity. It is used for making electrical switches, handles of various utensils. So it's a poor conductor. So see the application here. Because it's a poor conductor of heat and electricity, it can act as an insulator. You can have a using electrical switches, handles of various utensils, because it is not going to conduct heat or electricity, and it can find an application in switches, handles of various utensils, because you can hold it even if the utensil is turning hot. The handle will not, because the bakelite will not conduct heat. Then melamine is a versatile material. You can see the picture here. It resists fire and can tolerate heat better than any other plastic. It is used for making floor tiles, kitchenware and fabrics which resist fire. So see the application. You need to understand the applications here, children. Plastic and the environment. Avoid the use of plastic as far as possible. So let us see how it affects the environment. You make use of bags of cotton, jute when you go for shopping. The biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste should be collected separately. What do you mean by biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste? Biodegradable waste which are disposed will be acted upon by the bacteria or the microorganism in the environment. It will get decay easily, and it can it will be used up in the nature. It can use up in the soil. But non-biodegradable, they remain in the environment. They will not be able to, microorganism will not be able to decay them. That's why they will remain in the environment for longer period of time, and it will pollute the environment. So you have to dispose them separately. It is better to recycle the plastic waste. Most of thermoplastic can be recycled. So make a list of items that can be recycled. You can make a list of the items that can be recycled, because it's a very good practice of recycling plastic rather than making plastic and polluting environment. So whatever we have, we can recycle and we can reuse it as far as possible. So 5 hours to minimize the environmental damage caused by fabric, by the plastic. So there are 5 hours. What are they? To keep the environment clean, to protect the environment, because finally whatever we give to the environment will come back to us. So plastic will have many hazards because it is made up of chemicals, and it remain in the environment for longer period of time. There are incidents happening where animals eat away polythene bags and they get choked and then they die. So we should avoid using plastic as much as possible, and we should follow these 5 R's: refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, recycle. What are they? Refuse: do not buy things we do not need. So we should refuse it unnecessarily. We should not buy things like plastic articles which we just feel attracted to. Reduce: minimize the use of plastic in our daily lives. We can use other alternatives like jute bags, cotton materials bag, many other bags which are biodegradable. So we can minimize the use. Reuse: reuse the item we already instead of throwing them away. So you by somehow we try to reuse those items, then throwing them away and creating more pollution. So we should not create more pollution by just adding plastic to the environment. Repurpose: if we are not using something, alter or change to use it in a different way. So we can use our own creativity. We can make some more articles which are being spoiled, some plastic articles which get spoiled. We can make a give a repurpose to it. We can alter it, we can change it for the use. So we can use our creativity there. And recycle: some plastic waste can be sorted and made into other things in recycling factories. So some plastic waste can be sorted. You can separate them and you can send it for recycling. uh, Again you can make a new plastic out of it. That is recycling. So this helps to reduce our carbon footprints. That means we are not adding too much of plastic waste in the environment. Then how can we minimize pollution caused by plastic at home? We should use jute, cotton, or paper bags instead of plastics. We also need to minimize the plastic in a day-to-day life. You can use steel lunch box instead of plastic one. Also, we should not throw plastic on the road or in the water bodies. This is extremely important. So, children, you have to write this question and answer in your notebook. Keywords which we have learned for this chapter: acrylic, artificial silk, nylon, plastic, polyester, polymer, polythene, rayon, synthetic fibers, terylene, thermoplastic, thermostating plastic. So these are the keywords which we have learned. You can take down these keywords in your notebook. Thank you, children. We will continue with the session uh, with synthetic fibers and plastic. We will see some textual questions in my next session. Have a great day.